Hello and welcome. You're watching the Tov Jewish News channel. My name is Michael Vilensky, and my guest today is Iris Chaim, the mother of the tragically killed Israeli hostage Yotam Chaim. Iris, great to have you.
Hi, good
Iris,
afternoon.
good afternoon. We have just returned from a tour in the world spreading Israel's message. You've met the chairman of the UN, Antonio Guterres, and you've spoken to him. I want to ask you, what was his reaction to Israel's message? How did he accept you? What did he tell you? Really, do you want to know the reaction in the world that you got to your tour?
So we met him, Mr. Guterres, in the United States last week. We wanted to talk to him, like to look at his eyes and see him face to face, and try to reach his heart. I believe in human connections, less than like talking or blaming. And I came to him as a mother and as a palliative nurse to try to understand what he is really thinking about the story of the hostages, the Israeli hostages. We went to him, me, a mother of a hostage that was killed in captivity, Yotam, and there was two other women's, Chen Zender, she's the sister of Noah Zender that was murdered in the Nova Festival, and Jessica Alter, girlfriend of Ben Shimoni that was murdered at the Nova Festival, the 7th of October. And we all talked to him as a human being, and we try to see and to understand what he's really thinking about that matter of hostages, and what we understood about him, that he have a very strong beliefs about Israel. He don't like the way that Israel is behaving, and I think he will not change his mind about us anyway. He's 77 years old. He already have his beliefs, and I think in this age you cannot change really your points of view, and his points of view that it's we are not the good side of the story.
Of the
But
conflict,
about the
yeah?
hostages, he said that he really think that this is the worst thing that can happen to anybody, and it mustn't happen. It mustn't happen to anybody that that citizens is kidnapped from their houses, and that he's trying his best and all he can do, but maybe he cannot do a lot. And that's what I thought, that he cannot do a lot, but what he can do, in the way that he can affect, he's trying his best to put this influence of him for free all the hostages soon. And what I really saw that, and I believed him. I believed him. It was an open conversation. He was very honest with us. He looked in our eyes and talked about his wife that was killed from. It was she was she died from cancer, and the pain that he had. But he said this pain is nothing comparing to your pain and what you are suffering in Israel now.
Iris, you are now acting as, a person that spreads really Israel's message in the world and lets other people around the world understand what we go through here in Israel. And I think everyone that supports Israel was shocked since the 7th of October by the amount of hate Israel is receiving around the world from many people we didn't even expect that would say anti Israeli things. What do you think those people are not understanding? What are these people missing in what we go through here in Israel that could help them accept our side and take our side?
Um, I think that hate is one of the basic emotions, and it's very easy to make people hate somebody. We know it. We know what happened in the Holocaust, how the Nazis convinced people to hate the Jews just because they told them that we are stinking and we are like rats, and it's so easy to make somebody thinking that somebody else is must hate him. So I don't know if they're doing it because they don't understand something, or because they just going with like the people, like I don't know how to say it in English, but um,
Going with the flow.
most of the people are not thinking it. They are not thinking what's happening. They are not trying to understand. They don't try to. They don't. If you put the evidence in front of them, they will not look at them. They are blind to what happened there here. It's not something that they don't understand. It's like a very, very big wave of hate that now it's again against us in Israel. But the history is just repeating itself. So I don't think we are not doing something right to explain. We just, it's like now the mode to hate us.
Iris, you know that Israel was founded as a shelter from Jews around the world that finally understood that after the age of enlightenment in Europe, there is no place for Jews in the diaspora. And so they decided to, found the state of Israel as a shelter for all Jews from around the world. And now we see that even in 2024, the world is not a safe place for Jews. In America, in France, in Western Europe, all these countries are not safe for Jews just because we are Jews, not because those people did anything. Do you think that Jews around the world that still live in the diaspora should just understand this fact and move to Israel because it's their country and they're less threatened here?
I think so. And when I was in New York and I understood that what you are saying, this is the truth. People are afraid. People hiding their necklaces with Magen David, with the David shield. They're hiding it under their shirt when they're walking in the street. And I ask people, what you are waiting for? And people staying outside of Israel and believe that nothing will happen. And it remind me the 30s, that people was afraid in Europe, but they didn't believe that something will happen, because they were sure that it will pass again. And for me, I believe that most of the people, of the Jewish people, must come here. I don't know if Israel is can get all the have the capacity for all the people, but it's not a lot of so many Jewish in the world. For me, when people in the diaspora said that they support Israel and they love Israel, but they are not coming to Israel because it's not easy to live here. For me, it's a pity. I think that every Jew need to come here. This is the state of all the Jews. Just here together, we will be strong. And but I know it will. I don't think it will happen, because people like to have a good life and easy, and to live in the States. It's sometimes safe. it's safer. Something will happen, I think, there.
Iris, I want to also to ask you, your son was in Hamas captivity, right? And now in Israel, we hear many people, many families of other captives asking for an exchange deal with Hamas at any cost, because, and we all understand, their pain. We all understand that their family members are in captivity. They want to see them back at any cost, right? But you, as a mother of your son that was in Hamas captivity, what do you want to say to those people? If you could really transfer a message to them, and what would you tell them?
I say that, first of all, not all the families said that in any cost. There are some families that we see most of time. We saw families in the television. That's what we see. But there are many, many other families that are not demanding, and they are believing what Israel is doing, and they trust the government, and they trust the IDF actions, and they believe in the way. I think that nobody from here, from Israel, that is not now sitting in the cabinet, the war cabinet, knows what is in any cost. In any cost, it can be also to give Jerusalem, or to give Ashdod, or to give Beer Sheva. I don't know what is any cost. If I knew, maybe I can say what I think, but because I don't know what is any cost, I cannot tell that. I think the hostages must come back, of course, and I think Israel is doing everything in a responsible way to bring them back. That's what I think. And now the people that sits there, that had to get the so painful decisions. I'm not jealous.
You're
I'm
not
not
jealous of
jealous
them,
on their place, but nobody knows exactly what is the all the options. So
right?
I think, in my eyes, we must give them the chance to do it the best way and in the responsible way. Nobody from these families is taking the responsibility of what should happen. But of course, the families need to say that they want their families back, of course. Any cost, I don't know what it is, any cost.
Iris, I want to thank you for this interview. It was, really heartwarming to hear your message, and we really see a person that went through what you went through and keeping their spirits up. I think it lifts everyone's spirits. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
I want to
Bye.
also, bye bye, it's Iris. I want to also thank all our viewers that saw this interview. Please don't forget to subscribe to us on all our social media platforms and here on YouTube. Thank you again. Have a great day.